Hello, you're watching New Vision TV News. These are top stories from the news. Around Uganda, Gulu residents protest over poor roads. Malaria prevalence worries Adjumani leaders. And in Kasese, find out why men are shunning family planning methods. In our news around East Africa, death toll from the fuel truck explosion in Tanzania raises to 76. In the news around the world, fans mourn West African singer DJ ARAFAT. And later in our bulletin, we look at the new vaccine scientists have come up with to eliminate ticks. Hello, you're watching New Vision TV News. We broadcast from the New Vision newsroom. I am Ruth Inaseje. We take a look at the news around Uganda first. We start from Adjumani district, where the district has recorded an increase in the prevalence of malaria in the last 1 month, which is worrying the local leaders. According to the district health officer, George Didi Boka, many people have gotten malaria, especially children below 5 years. Byron Awekonimungu, a clinical officer at Bureau Health Center 3 in Pekele sub-county, says 160 patients test positive to the malaria parasite. Boka attributed the high malaria prevalence to the non-compliance to medication, poor health-seeking behaviors, as well as prevalence of mosquitoes in the region. He says despite receiving mosquito nets, some families may not be using them, saying indoor residential spraying may be more effective. Reports on the outbreak of malaria have been recorded in other areas of Uganda, including Wakiso, Mukono, Mpigi, and Kampala. Moving on to Gulu district, Gulu residents on Monday took to the streets to protest over impassable roads. The demonstration, led by Baghdad Division OC3 chairperson Owola Patrick Lumumba, attracted people who carried tree branches leaves as they chanted "Wamito Lam," which means "we want tarmacked roads." Efforts by the leader of opposition, Betty Awol, to calm the angry protesters didn't yield fruit. Let's take a look.
Gulu residents in Badeg Division are not ready to back down till the 54 roads in their locality that were upgraded under the USMID and JICA program are worked on. They say only 2 were worked on. Led by Badeg Division LC3 Chairman Ola Patrick Lumumba, the protesters marched to the Gulu Municipal Council offices chanting "Wa Mitolam," which means "we want tarmacked roads."
We had a very big shock as a division when 7 roads that were meant to be constructed under USMID in my division were removed and redistributed to other divisions. We were told, we were bluffed, that we should wait for phase 2 of USMID and it will take care of the division. Now phase 2 has come and we are again being played. We have learned from a reliable source that the major road that we want, that runs from that ran from Konyawalta is not in the immediate plan of Gulu Municipal Council. Instead, they are pushing us that they will construct the road in 2022. 2022, this office will not be here.
The demonstrators also camped in front of the Municipal Council and forced the leader of opposition, Betty Awolo Chan, to walk with them to the affected roads. As the director of a car bond in the area, Geoffrey Otim blames the poorly maintained roads and says they have affected their businesses for the last 3 years.
Now, the road as it is right now is totally impassable. The business, which is a car business, is now greatly affected. We have so many customers like buses. Other vehicles cannot access the vehicle because of the condition of the road.
As the demonstrators refused to leave the municipal compound, the new town clerk Chiwanuka Edward Gwavu summoned the municipal engineer Terence Odong, who explained that addition of funding from USMID will cater for 10.6 kilometers of roads in Badeg division.
Since last year, when they complained that Badeg was being sidelined, we considered their request, and the council folk unanimously agreed that most of the monies for which made additional funding should go to Badeg projects, and we have fully complied. And under this category, we are going to do 10 kilometers of road in Badeg.
Report by Joseph Omagol for New Vision TV.
We continue looking at more stories making news around Uganda from Iganga district. The Bulamaji sub-county agreed that Bulamaji Secondary School, set up in 2014 by locals, should be handed over to the government. Earlier, Abdulamaki Kintu, the Gombolola chief, had informed the council about the government policy to have the seed secondary school in every sub-county. Abdallah Bulunywa, the Bulamagi LC3 chairperson, says the council had equally allocated about 10 acres of land to the school for expansion purposes. Patrick Kayemba, the Iganga district chairperson, said the proposed conversion of Bulamagi Senior Secondary School to public status was in line with government efforts to bring services nearer to the common man. In Kasese district, only 4 men have undergone vasectomy during a 3-year family planning project implemented by Action of Community Development, a civil society organization. This is contained in a progress report presented by the ACODEV FP project coordinator Benson Muhindo at the stakeholders meeting held at Renzori International Hotel in Kasese municipality. Muhindo said the men have shunned the family planning method for fear of losing their sexual powers. He, however, revealed that while the men are dodging vasectomy, they push their wives to go for family planning. Coming in from Buvuma district, the Uganda National Roads Authority has at last answered the call of Buvuma residents, giving them new ferries, one of which the authority said would be handed over by the end of this year. The residents have formally decried the dangerous state of the ferry that they are currently using. Ingenia Lauben Tumwebaze, UNRA's Director for Infrastructure Development, made the revelation while addressing a delegation of leaders and elders from Buvuma district who visited the authorities' headquarters in Nakawa, Kampala on Thursday. The delegation was led by Buvuma Member of Parliament Robert Migade Ndugwa and included the district chairperson Alex Mabirizi, Buganda government representative Mbubi Patrick Nsubuga, civil servants and the district speaker. Let's close off the news around Uganda from Kabalori district, where residents on Monday say they have been forced to take dirty water from River Mpanga. They complain that in some of the sub-counties such as Mugusu, Bukuku, Karangura, Hakibale, Harungogo and Kasenda, there is only one borehole for each village, serving over 300 people. Jackson Westgate, a resident of Karangura, says many people in the sub-county are getting waterborne diseases such as diarrhea and typhoid. Meske said some people in the higher altitude villages defecate in the open, and the runoff brings the fecal matter downstream into the river. In Bukuku sub-county, residents spend more than 2 hours queuing up to fetch water at the only borehole in the village. We now move on to news around the East African region. We started from Southeast Sudan, where activists on Monday began a campaign to pressure the country's warring parties to meet a fast approaching deadline to form a unity government as part of their 2018 peace agreement. The Civil Society Forum, a coalition of more than 100 organizations, on Monday marked the beginning of a 90-day countdown to the November deadline for the ruling party and opposition to form a government. Moving on to Tanzania, the death toll from the fuel truck explosion in Tanzania rose to 76 on Tuesday as one more person succumbed to injuries. Funeral services, which began on Sunday, continue through the country. The country concluded the period of national mourning declared by President John Pombe Magufuli yesterday. The explosion took place on Saturday morning near a town of Morogoro, some 200 kilometers west of Dar es Salaam. Let's close off the news around East Africa from Kenya, where reports that 26 constituencies have less than the required 130,000 people have sent panic among legislators representing them. The Constitution stipulates that the constituency must have 130,000 people. Should it be established in the upcoming census that the 26 constituencies don't have the required number, their MPs will have to lose their seats. The national census is due on August 24th. Some of the constituencies that may fail the population criteria include Budalangi with 66,723, Bura with 82,454, Galori with 60,866, Isiolo South 40,110, Kagema 76,988, Keio North 73,715, Kilome with 87,864, Laisamis with 65,669, Lamu East with 18,841, Lamu West with 82,698, and Marakwet East with 78,749. Others are Mathioya with 88,219, Mogotio with 60,959, Mukroweni with 83,932, Muvota with 75,153, Mwateta with 75,591, Ndarangwa with 92,626, North Horror with 75,196, Othaya with 87,374, Saku with 46,502, Sambura East with 59,094, Tetu with 78,320, Vihiga with 91,616, Vioi with 86,801, Wandanyi with 58,600, and Mbere North with 89,037 people. Let's move on to news around the world. We start from the Ivory Coast, where hundreds of fans gathered on Monday, weeping and chanting, "Arafat cannot die," outside the hospital of Abidjan, Côte suburb, where DJ Arafat, an Ivorian singer, died. 33-year-old singer with a huge following in Francophone Africa died after a road accident in Abidjan. According to messages and pictures circulating on social media, he had been driving a motorbike on Sunday night and smashed into a car. Critically injured, the singer was taken to a hospital where he later died. In Egypt, wrapped up a two-day summit with Sudan's main protest leaders Tuesday, its foreign ministry said, days before they are due to sign an agreement paving the way for civilian rule in the country. The important meeting brought together the Alliance for Freedom and Change, Sudan's umbrella protest movement, and the driving force behind the protests since December, and the rebel groups of Sudan Revolutionary Front. Its objective was achieving peace, as the long-awaited deal is inked, the ministry said in the short statement on the discussions. News from Nigeria. Nigerian Sheta leader Ibrahim Zaki and his wife detained by the authorities since 2015 on Monday flew out of the country to receive medical treatment in India. His supporters and lawyers said 2 of his lawyers confirmed the cleric's departure from the capital Juba on an Emirates flight. Zaki has been in custody along with his wife Zena Ibrahim since their arrest in December 2015 after violence that saw the army kill some 350 of his followers. Closing off the news around the world is a story from India, where at least 140 people have been killed by monsoon flooding in southern and western India, while hundreds of thousands have been evacuated from their homes, according to reports. Nearly half of the reported deaths have occurred in the southwestern state of Kerala. The flooding and landslides caused by the heavy seasonal rainfall have left some areas cut off. That is it we had for you from the news around the world. We now take a short break, but when we come back, we'll take a look at the news in business.